getting Iron Mike to kind of give you a little bit of an assist and then officially award you the belt. How'd you get Mike involved in all this?
Mike had come to the first Double or Nothing, which was at the MGM Grand a year ago.
Right.
And he was a fan of just the pro wrestling in the industry, and he had wanted to do something, and this seemed like a really great thing for him to do. He went above and beyond. His obligation was to bring the TNT Championship and present it to the winner, the brand new belt. And he also, in true Mike fashion and in true shenanigan pro wrestling fashion, chased off Jake the Snake Roberts, and that was a beautiful moment. I also shared I haven't told anyone this, but I shared a nice moment with Mike behind the scenes where he used a little of my baby oil to put on his chest and his arms, and I helped him rub it in. It was actually pretty surreal, but I wanted him to look as jacked as possible. That guy looks great, by the way. Absolutely great. Just so fun to have him.
All right, Cody, I have some follow-up questions.
Of course.
Okay, so did he ask for the baby oil, or did you offer said baby oil?
So he asked for the baby oil.
Okay.
Because he just, I think he saw the other wrestlers are typically putting on a little baby oil or water, wrestling tradition.
Yes.
And I made sure he had it. But before we went out, he just kind of sprayed it. It was a little spray bottle of it. He just sprayed it on his chest and his arms.
We can't have that. You can't have that. You can't have that.
Yeah, no, you gotta give it to classic Nature Boy Buddy Rogers before even Nature Boy Ric Flair, where you rub that stuff in. And I was able to assist in that moment, a real bond over that moment. I mean, I was doing the same thing. So that, and of course the fact that he handed me the title were big walk-away moments for me over the weekend.
And in terms of Tyson, you say, as we saw, he looks very much in shape, that he can give us some rounds. Is it true he might get back into fighting with, the bare knuckles and what's going on with him? He's 53. Cody, what do you think?
It looks like Mike is going to fight. I know he's close personal friends with Tony Khan, and Tony has offered him the run of the mill in terms of, I saw him pushing the big dumbbells in the weight room at the stadium. I saw him training with Vitor Belfort on strike. So even when he was here for something fun and character-driven, he was training for something, and I believe they're pretty close to maybe announcing a deal. I could be wrong, but people want to see Iron Mike. They want to see an Iron Mike knockout. They want to see him knock somebody out. So I mean, 53, but in great shape. I think it's a unique story. I think we all kind of want to see it, right?
Well, Cody, I got to be honest with you. I had Mike on this show a few years ago. And that was back when, right in the middle of the hour with the radio clock, not to get too deep in the woods about the actual hosting of this program, but our radio clock, we were required to take a 60-second break right at the bottom of the hour. And usually we would have a guest of like Mike on before that break, and then we'd sit there for 60 seconds, and then we'd continue the conversation. I asked him right before the break, hey, do you ever think about going back? How many rounds can you give me right now? And his response was, I don't like to think that way because it sends me to a very dark place. Then he looked at me. I took the break on the spot, Cody, and the 60 seconds felt like 60 minutes. I'm not going to lie to you. So I don't know. I don't know how Mike would fare in that ring, or who would fare with Mike in that spot, to be very honest with you.
That's a cold 60 seconds, it sounded like.
I held on to that break. I held on to that break like a rock in the ocean, Cody. I was holding on for dear life, sir. I mean, that guy is, I mean, he's been there and he has done that. That's for sure. I'll tell you.
The muscle memory's there, the fast hands. Okay. I know that Twitter and social, they've seen it. He's got a knockout left in him. I don't know about how many rounds, but definitely a knockout.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.